Hello everyone, just wanted to show the AOKP, the Android Open Kang project Jellybean for the 1V, and I haven't seen any videos on YouTube showing this ROM with this cell phone, so I just wanted to show anyone who's thinking about taking off the stock ROM and ice cream sandwich and going to Jellybean what you might be expecting, and any pros and cons I can remember along the way. So let me go ahead and start this up here. First thing you notice, you get a weather widget, time, and as soon as I put my code in here, it automatically unlocks it. Doesn't I don't have to press OK. As far as scrolling, it's hard to talk and scroll at the same time. It's pretty fast. Going back here, go ahead and show the menu since no one trusts anyone anymore, thinking that this is all just a theme, and it's not. You can see right there is 1V and 4.1.1. First thing I'll talk about is your radios. For your Wi-Fi, one thing I have noticed on this unit is it's a little bit more, it complains a little bit more about the signal than your stock ROM does. About 50 foot away, I have a directional antenna, and 50 foot away from that, it said almost 3/4 was missing. Now in decibels, I didn't measure any of that and compared it, but I do know it complains a lot more. For that problem, what I recommend right off the bat, and to remember overall, is that now your recent apps is now your menu key. So you have to remember that. It took me a while to remember. So if you go to advanced and avoid poor connections, if you have problems, especially on low battery, make sure you uncheck that. And even if you see one bar, I mean, it's perfectly fine. I don't know if it's a problem with the drivers in terms of what the radio is reporting to what the driver is seeing. But as far as connection loss, I haven't noticed anything. It's still just as fast from far away as anything else. So getting back to here, now the 3G is something that is making me stay with this ROM. I kind of noticed when I was going around, since this is a Virgin mobile phone through Sprint, everything was really slow. Like the speeds were high. I don't know if it's like the TCP/IP or anything like data handling, but everything in general is just faster. The web browser runs faster for what the 3G is reporting. So this is one of the main reasons why I'm keeping it. Far as features, I'll go ahead and show some of the overclocking and ROM control. In ROM control for AOKP, you get general UI. It gives you a really nice custom boot animation, so it does the unzipping, puts everything in the right place. Or you can just disable it altogether. I put a custom carrier. I don't want anyone to know I'm on Virgin being cheap. This kind of stuff I'm not going to mess with. Usually cause more harm than good. Lock screen, I did a lot of changing. Quick pin, change color, change background, that's really nice. Power menu, so screenshot, airplane toggle, things like that. Now one thing, let's go into the performance part here. To make things like the Google voice search run better, I did go up to about 1.4 gigahertz instead of just 1 gigahertz. And I did bring up the current minimum from 245 to 368. Change the governor a little bit and change your input-output scheduler. I'm not sure what deadline is. I have to look it up. It sounds like something to me that it gives everything a little bit more urgency and makes everything a little bit faster in terms of making everything sound urgent instead of letting things be on the back burner more often. This kernel does not support any voltage control, and me personally, maybe I'm scared, I don't really want to mess with over or under voltages on a phone, rather much a desktop or a laptop, for example. I did up the free memory a little bit. Again, this is just tinkering around. The heap, kind of like what you would call the heap on it. Set it boot, so make sure all this stuff will change. With fast charge, I did notice a big difference, not really so much with a computer, because you're going to max out about 500 milliamp, but if you have a nicer or newer USB charger, usually even the one that came like with this phone, I do notice a big difference and how fast it charges. The downside with that on a custom ROM, I'm not sure if this would be the same thing with a stock ROM, is you lose your USB mass storage. Now what I did, instead of having to turn it off, reboot, come back in, do your stuff, turn it off and reboot again, what I do is I'm going to say the acronym wrong, but the TPRW or TWRP, the recovery software, I just go to recovery, and with that, they did a really nice job of you able to mount in your recovery partition. So what I do is just tell it I want to go to recovery, mount it, do any work I need to do, and then just go to reboot again and just go straight to system. So it saves a little bit of time, but it's better than having to toggle a setting. And I know that there is kernels and they say widgets that will turn off and on the fly, but this is working for me for now. Far as glitches, the only thing is some things I notice, like Netflix, when you're going from different orientations, video or anything like that, looks like anything in GPU render gets a little squirrely sometimes. Every once in a while it will cause a crash, but most of the time it's just some nasty artifacts and it cleans right up. Again, video recorder does not work. Any program you use, some driver, and they said even some library problems. The main reason why I did this is I like Jellybean for the voice search. I mean, it's kind of gimmicky, but sometimes it's really nice, like really complex things. Let me go ahead and try it here. Take me to San Francisco by car.
Navigating.
When did Abraham Lincoln die?
Abraham Lincoln died on April 15th, 1865.
Is it going to rain in San Francisco tomorrow?
No, rain is not expected tomorrow in San Francisco. The forecast for tomorrow is 79 degrees and clear.
So compared to like my Nexus tablet, it is a little bit slower, but I mean overall it's good. The only glitches are kind of slow ups I see is like the animation on the waveform does kind of lag a little bit, but on a Wi-Fi the responses are really quick. Just general going through, I mean it's pretty fast. It's hard to do this while holding a mic. But I mean, it does follow everything pretty well. Far as games go, we want to just bring up a random game here. I'll just show this for a second. I actually noticed it runs just as good as a stock ROM. Maybe even better with some, OpenGL stuff from Jellybean. I'm not sure. I mean, that's all kind of like in your mind. I'm going to do this by one hand. So the frame rate is pretty good. And I mean, especially what's nice about a ROM is you can, turn on your overlays and see how it runs for you. So this is my report on the 1V AOKP ROM. If you have any questions, I'll try and answer them, or just go on XDA and try and search really well first. I mean, they really don't like if someone's asking the same question 100 times just because they didn't try and look even, might be buried for your answer, but try and look really hard before asking questions there. All right, so hope this helps out, and you guys have a good day. Thank you very much.